descend on them. Ask Middle Belt now. Who fought the war? Is it not Middle Belt that fought the war? Where are they today? Are they not the ones crying? Are they not the ones complaining? The Sheikh of Borno is complaining. This is what the Fulanis do. And they will consume their own poison and they will be destroyed. Do you know why? Because they're dead to attack the children of light. They will all die one after the other. And what I said to them, by the time we are done, there will be no Fulani Emir in the north. They should write it down somewhere. The Hausa people will wake up from their stupidity. The Hausa peasants will wake up from their idiocy, from their stupor, and chase them away. You see what will happen. Then you know that we serve the living God in heaven. We are live and we are direct and the whole world is listening. They tried to interrupt us earlier, but we are here. Sokoto Caliphate wants to conquer the entire north, especially Keren Borno Empire, which is Borno State. They want to conquer them completely. That is why they keep releasing repentant Boko Haram to go and do more harm to the people of Keren Borno. That's what they want to do. That is what they're doing. They want to destroy the Kanuri tribe. The Kanuri tribe that, you know, when Britain advised them, forge this alliance with everybody. First of all, subdue, attack the Igbos, destroy them first. And that was what they did. What did they do? They went to Kansarawiwa, they went to Adakaboro, they went to all of our people. They keep deceiving them, they keep talking to them, they keep convincing them until they fail. After that, what happened to Kansarawiwa? Who killed Kansarawiwa? The same Fulani. Who killed Adakaboro? The same Fulani. Yet people don't learn from the Niger Delta. They don't learn because their brains are empty. I'm not insulting anybody. I am just telling you the truth. Now, listen very, very carefully to this. Army, what are you doing? No. According to the mask wearer, the claim is Buhari. Insecurity. Nigerians know we have done our best. You have done your best that you are in Isiama Faruku this night with your army and police. But you're saying you don't have soldiers to go and meet terrorists in the north. We have done our best. That is a signal to Boko Haram, a signal to Minyetiala. Do anything you can. Britain have now given us the green light. We can take over the whole place. That's the meaning of this. If you say, oh, we have done our best, there is no condemnation. Nobody is condemning them. This was a news they carried. It's Sorok. He says that they are saying that the regime, this very regime, had done its best as far as fighting members of Boko Haram is concerned, and the militants in the south. And I ask the whole world, our people in the coastal land of Biafra, are they fighting? Is Avengers fighting? The answer is no. Is anyone fighting? The answer is no. But you see how clever the Fulani thing they are. They had to smuggle in south. So that when Britain is going about around the world lobbying for them, Britain will say, oh, it's not only in the north that is problem. There's also problem in the Niger Delta area of south. Do you see? I don't know why people don't, why we black people we don't reason. Do you see what Britain is doing? Do you see their game plan? So we have done our best in fighting Boko Haram and also in the south fighting militant. And I'm asking them, where are them? When was the last time there was militancy in the south? So-called, or should I say, in the southern part of Biafra land? None. But they will keep quiet. They keep quiet. Igbo man is your problem. You see it? They now had to smuggle in. Everybody was there when Avengers was doing something marvelous. And the governor stepped in and said, no, Avengers, no, take money. Stop. And they stopped. Since then, have you heard of Avengers again? The answer is no. Why are they including South in their nonsense of insecurity? That is to tell you how evil and dubious people are. And it's a very big shame that our people allow them to get away with it. All of us are allowing them. Now, can you imagine Oduduwa and Biafra coming together? Is it not game over? Is it not game over? But the Muslims who are within Oduduwa will not allow that to happen. That's the way it is. But it is too late. It is bound to happen anyway. It is bound to. That thing that Azikiwe and Awo failed to do, this generation must do it. To put an end to all this rubbish that is happening in the zoo. if you are doubting us, let me now give you the confirmation of what is going to happen to all of you. Those of you who are listening in Abuja, those of you who are listening from Moscow, in Russia, all over the world, listening to this, because the whole world is listening. People are listening via app, you are on my Facebook page, people are listening via FM, others are on satellite. We know it, the whole world is listening. Let me tell you what is going to become of your village in 50 years' time. This is a headline from a Zoo newspaper. Tension heightens in Jos over alleged plan to install an emir. In Jos is a Christian territory. Jos. You know, that is the area that Gowon comes from. All those people that betrayed Ironsi, all those who said Igbo man is your problem, all those who were brainwashed into believing that Biafra was the problem and not the solution. But today I am glad they see Biafra as the solution, and I welcome all of them. I am not going to hold the sins of Gowon and Danjuma over the heads of innocent people. Of course not. They were deceived. What is happening in Jos today? If you recall a few years ago, what is happening in Southern Kaduna was happening in Jos. Go and Google Jos violence, religious violence. It is there. Countless reports were produced by a joint parliamentary committee in the United Kingdom on Jos. They used to do a prayer, a vigil, pray for Jos. In London, they used to do it. Do you know why they were fighting and killing you all those years? It is to install a Fulani emir, and it has happened. This is a headline published only yesterday from a Zoo newspaper. Tension heightens in Jos over alleged plan to install emir. Tension heightened on Friday in Jos City and Bukuru Town in Plateau State over an alleged plan by some people to install an emir in Jos South local government area of the state. The tension arose when an invitation card purported to be from the Bukuru Emirate. They are from an emirate. You see where they have their mushroom huts now in our town, near Night Mile. If you're coming from Onisha into Enugu, you see them on the right-hand side. They are in Okwa. They are in Ebonyi. They are in a few other places in our land. In 50 years' time, they will present to you the emir of Okwa West. You know, I told you this about a few days ago. Some of you didn't believe me. But now in Jos, after many years of fighting and subduing them, I want somebody to tell me where you have Fulani people and they're not in charge of the politics and there is no trouble there. Anywhere they are, the only way you can have peace is if they have their emir, if they control the local council. If not, there will be war and unrest. Now they have gone to Jos. They want to install an emir. You see how miraculous God is? You see, the same people from the Middle Belt that fought Biafra and said that Biafra will not come, today their own land will not be for them. The emirs are coming. And who are the emirs? They are Fulani. They are coming into Jos. He's here. Are you going to stop them? Who is going to stop them? You can cry, you can lament, you can shed blood. Blood can come out of your eyes. No one is going to save you. Only Biafra can save you. Only IPOB can save you. Isn't it very ironic? The same stone that was rejected. The same Biafra that said, don't go near to Biafra. Biafra is bad for you. Now Biafra is saving you. Now, who do you think will save you from the Fulani? Installing their emir in Jos. And once they install the emir of Jos, is over now, is it not? It becomes, it's an emirate, it's now a Fulani territory. And all you Christians in the Jos, you'll be slaughtered and massacred even more. Only Biafra can save you. Go and support what IPOB is doing. IPOB, we want to save everybody, not just a few people, but every single human being. This is the confirmation that drives me mad with our people. You saw what happened to Hausa people. History is there. You can now see what is happening in Kenem Borno, which is Borno State. You can see what's happened to Bagi people in Abuja. You now can see what is happening to Jos people in Jos. Yet you cannot see. You people are foolish. You still want. Why are they putting an emir in Jos? Because of one Nigeria. If there is no one Nigeria, can you? If there is Middle Belt Republic, will you have an emir in Jos? The answer is no. Now you understand us, don't you? You understand us. We are always right. Some efulefus don't like it. But the fact is, in a debate, we are always right. We always win. Always. Elohim him will always justify us. Always and without fail. Sokoto Caliphate is everywhere. They want to conquer each and every territory. Just you are receiving it. Why? I keep asking, why are you people blind? Why? Where is your so-called intellectualism? Oh, I have PhD. Oh, I have a master's in this. Where is it? Can't you see history? What happened to Hausas, happened to the Wagi people, happened to Nupe. The same thing happened to a part of Igala land, of course. They forced the ruler of Igala, the Ata of Igala, to convert to Islam. The same thing is now happening in Jos. It is happening in Jos. You people cannot see. The reason why all these things are happening is because of one Nigeria. One Nigeria. And today, the terrorists are now in the army. Who's going to save you? Is it Britain or CNN? Who's going to save you? Nobody now. You're a nigger. And to make matters worse, Bill Gates wants our population to reduce. So if the Fulanis are helping them to kill people, hey, the better for everybody. Some of you don't know this. But we are telling you, where is your common sense? I remember when the whole coronavirus issue broke. People had to look back to history, to the Spanish flu for guidance. Why are things happening to human beings now? And you cannot look back into history to understand how virulent and how dangerous the Fulanis are for your lives. You don't know how dangerous they are. Very, very dangerous. And the funniest thing is that some Europeans will support them. Don't get me, of course, the what they're getting from the zoo. If you're a country and you have a contract for life, as Julius Berger has in the zoo, why because of a bunch of niggers, you forget that? Of course not. A few niggers can die whilst you keep cutting away your money. The reason why history exists is so that you can look at it and learn something from it. Look at Southern Kaduna. There is a comprehensive report released by the Center for Inclusive Governance and National Development on the role of the federal and Kaduna state government in promoting the killing of the indigenous people by their Fulani kindred. Are you listening? Federal government of the zoo, Nigeria, in conjunction with Kaduna state government, are killing people. This is the report. Now listen. Kaduna state and the federal government, they have provided an enabling terrain for Fulani terrorists to eventually take over the whole of southern Kaduna and other parts of northern Christian communities through deployments of heads of security agents who are purely Fulani Muslim. As I told you before, police Fulani, army Fulani, civil defense Fulani Muslim in Christian communities. That is why they don't want you to be free. That is because only under, people must understand this. The reason why, because you are under one Nigeria. Once you're under one Nigeria, they can deploy, the IG of police can put Fulani men anywhere they like. You cannot stop them. Now you understand it, don't you? You understand it? Now listen very carefully, please. The approval and granting of a biased, brazen and sudden request from Governor El Rufai that all policemen of Southern Kaduna extraction should be transferred out of Kaduna State. You don't know this, but we are telling you. Do you know that the governor of Kaduna State, rather than have the policemen from Southern Kaduna, indigenes, police their communities, they said no, transfer them outside the state so you can bring them Fulani and they'll be there, they'll fold their arms as their terrorists are now slaughtering you and you do nothing. Only Biafra can save you, can save all of you in the zoo. Only Biafra can save all of you. The approval now has to tell you something. This was granted since 2017 by the former Inspector General of Police, Idris Mohammed. Idris Mohammed signed it as an order that no Southern Kaduna policeman should be deployed to Southern Kaduna. Instead, ship them out and bring in Fulani. So they'll be there watching as people are being slaughtered. Since the creation of Kaduna State, that all the combination of all the heads of agencies deployed to serve are skewed in the interest of Fulani people. Now you will be surprised. That was the same man that paid terrorists to stop killing indigenous people. Now, who is the governor of Kaduna State? He's a Muslim. His name is Ahmed El Rufai. Who is the deputy? Hadiza Balarebe, Muslim. Who is the Speaker of the House of Assembly? Yusuf Zailani, Muslim. Who is the Chief Judge of Kaduna State? Mainly Christian state, to remind you, Mohammed Lawal Bello, Muslim. Who is the Attorney General of Kaduna State? Aisha Diko, Muslim. Who is the Army GOC in charge of the area? His name is Major General Mohammed Usman, Muslim. Who is the commanding officer? 313 Artillery Regiment of Kaduna, Lieutenant Colonel A.K. Muhammad, Muslim. Who is the Air Force officer commanding Kaduna Air Force Base? Air Vice Marshal Musa Mukhtar, Muslim. Who is the commander of the Nigerian Air Force Base, Kaduna? Group Captain Haidi Ahmed, Muslim. Kaduna Naval Command, they have Naval Commando. Well, there's no sea there, but they have Naval Command. That is the zoo for you. Rear Admiral Tanko Pani, Muslim. Who is the Commissioner of Police in a predominantly Christian state in the north? His name is Umar Muri. He's a Muslim. Who is the DSS man inside Kaduna? His name is Idris Ahmed Koya. He is a Muslim. Who is the commandant of the Civil Defense Corps in Kaduna? His name is Babangida Udutsema. He is a Muslim. Who is the controller of the prisons in Kaduna? Sanusi Dan Musa, Muslim. Who is the immigration controller in Kaduna State? His name is Mr. A.A. Bauchi, Islam. Who is the Corps Marshal? That's road safety in Kaduna State. His name is Garoba Rimi, Muslim. That's how they roll. You see, very few Fulani, but they occupy everything. And instead of ordinary people to open their eyes to see what is before them, they are busy squabbling and talking about one Nigeria. Talk about one Nigeria and you die in it. Now, everybody knows that Kaduna State is known to have a very large Christian population. They are dominant in at least 10 local governments out of 23 local government areas of the state. But a state which has 8 heads of security services, saddled with the responsibility of securing the lives and properties, however deliberately selected to be Muslims, no Christian in it. No Christian whatsoever. That tells you all you need to know about the zoo and how the Fulanis operate. And that is how they steal your mandate. They bring somebody from number 4 to number 1. And nobody can complain. That was how they finished off Zangon Kataf, the government area, where El Rufai mandated a committee to produce a white paper that will help him take the land of the people and give it to the Fulani terrorists. These things are happening in a place where they claim they have democracy. And all of you are quiet. The more you are quiet, the more the Fulanis will decimate all of you. Now, the zoo, remember, these same people, let me tell you how, you'll be wondering how do they make their money? How do they keep all of you quiet? How can you have only 3 million people controlling 200 other million people? How is that possible? Because Fulani knows how to steal. They know how to steal very, very well. And I must give them credit for it. They also know how to share. They know how to distribute their largesse. They know how to do that very, very well. Now listen very carefully. The zoo was sold to China for 5.3 billion. Have you forgotten? And how many of you can remember? How many of you today can remember that the zoo was a company before owned by the Royal Niger Company, Royal Niger Company, so to speak? Sir Goldie sold, you and I, the Nigeria, sold it to Britain for, I think it was 85,000 pounds or thereabout. I'm sure that Karamonde will correct me if I'm wrong. The whole of the zoo was sold to Britain for 85,000 pounds. Today, they are selling it to China for 5.3 billion. That is to tell you that Nigeria never existed. There's never a country, can never be. Never a nation, and can never, ever be. In other words, as somebody wrote very cleverly, if you have $6 billion now, you can buy the whole of Nigeria. You can buy everybody, any millionaire now, anywhere in the world with common $6 billion. You, as Elon Musk is, or maybe Bill Gates, if Bill Gates really wants to reduce the number of people in the world and wants to kill 100 million Nigerians as he's been planning to do, all he needs to do is to dip hands in his pocket, produce only common $6 billion, and you can buy everybody. China bought sovereignty of the zoo, Nigeria, for 5.3 billion. So with 6 billion, you can also buy, you can outbid China and then buy the whole of the zoo with some change on top. That is how useless and how low our lives are. Very, very sad indeed. So if you have a rich uncle, your uncle can buy Nigeria for you for only 6 billion. You can buy with 200 million people in it. They are all your property. That is how sad life has become for our people. Very, very sad indeed. That is why in the zoo, soldiers are shooting dead legitimate senior soldiers in the barracks and nothing is happening. And a woman can dip. I mean, it's the lies of the Fulani that astonish me. The way they lie. Some of you remember this lady very well. Sadia. That was the lover of Abba Kyari before Abba Kyari passed on. That was the lover. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is to tell you how sad life has become in the zoo. How very sad life has become in the zoo. There is this lady. She is called, you know, the palliative lady. Lady palliative. Or hush mommy, as one politician called her. Hush mommy. What's that her name again? She's called, what's that her name? Sadia. Her surname keeps escaping me. Her surname always escapes me. I don't know why. The one that said that every family received palliative from the federal government. That tells you how they lie. And having lied and having been defended by journalists in the zoo, she is now free. Her name is, what is this lady's name again? What is her name again? I can't seem to find her name. It keeps escaping me. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me. Somebody is going to tell me the name of this Sadia, somebody. I've forgotten her full name. Is that her surname that keeps escaping me? But I'm sure I'm going to find it. She has gotten away scot-free with her lies. That's all of a sudden every family received palliative. That is how sad they are. And let me tell you, when I tell you that the white man is in love with the criminality of Fulani Janjaweed, you thought I was joking. World Bank approves $500 million loan for girl child education in the northern states. They've come again. These are the people with all the money in the world. These are the people who have been ruling the zoo from day zero. They have stolen all the money. These are the people that sold oil to China for 2.5 trillion and they shared all the money. They got, let me say it in dollars, it is $2.5 billion. 2.5 billion, that was the amount they got. But they've now gone and said, oh, we are very poor in the north. We don't go to school. Please help us. Only the south, they are going to school. They are all educated. We are not. Nobody, the white man cannot ask them. The white man from the World Bank cannot ask them. But you are the ones controlling the economy. You control central bank. You control every fund in the zoo. You are the rulers of the zoo. How come your girls are not in school? You know what they did? They gave them money anyway. They gave them money. They gave them money. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. That is the zoo for you and tells you all that you need to know. We have now come to that segment of our program. That is a man I want all of you to Google tonight. Go and Google him. His name is Gabriel. The Fulani gave me name, Awudu. His name is Gabriel Oyibo. Oyibo, as all of you know, is an Igbo name. He is a mathematician extraordinaire. One of the most intelligent men in the history of creation. Very, very intelligent man. He is from Kogi State. He is a PhD holder. He is a professor of mathematical sciences at Ofapit Institute of Technology. A very brainy man. A very, very intelligent man. Highly intelligent. He's from Kogi State. His name is Oyibo, but they gave him Awudu for your information. I now want to take us to the aspect of our program tonight that I promised you we're going to bring to you. This very aspect is very, 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 very important. That people understand the boundaries of Biafra. Where Biafra starts from. Sadia Farouk, thank you very much. Sadia Farouk, thank you very, very much. Somebody has given me her name. Hush Mommy, Sadia Farouk, 850 billion missing. With the money, they can conquer everybody. Sadia Farouk, that is her name. That is her name. I am trying to go and get our people to join us this very evening for this very program, because I did promise them I was going to go to them one after the other. I wish they can come and I will ask them questions, ask them where they come from. They are going to tell us, because the whole world is listening. And I'm going to ask them very serious questions, and I'm sure that they're going to answer. I will ask them questions and they will answer. Very, very critical, very, very important. I am trying to get them on the line. Please, before we bring in Owa, can you give us your name and where you are, please? Very, very important. Our lines are not open. Our lines are not open. I am the one making this very call. Our lines are not, don't call. Don't call this line, please. I am the one to call if I need you. Can you give us your name, please, and where you are?
Hello, Nnamdi Kanu. My name is Armstrong Omeje. Armstrong Omozoge Omeje. I am currently in Parkes, New South Wales, Australia. It's currently 6 a.m. in the morning, Sunday morning, 3rd of August, 2020.
You are in New South Wales, is that correct? In Australia?
Correct. Yes, sir, New South Wales.
And where do you come from, please?
I am from the land of Idu.
What is Idu? We don't know what Idu means. Please clarify for us. What does that mean?
Okay, I will definitely, sir. Idu is in a part they call Edo State, present day Edo State. Yes. All right, we are all descendants of Idu. Edo State is a foreign name, such as, and Benin as well. We don't know what those name means, although those name Edo was derived from the son of Oromia.
We'll get to that later. Tell me where you come from specifically.
Okay. I am from Ekboma in present day Edo. My village name of my village is Uhiele. Uhiele. That is where I'm from.
So in terms of ethnic designation, which tribe do you come under in present days?
Well, they call us, yes, the present days, they call us Esa. Esa, which is not our name, because the meaning of Esa means people who ran away, people who escaped trouble, which can never be the name of an ethnic group.
What is your name? What is your proper name?
From findings and research from reliable sources, I found out that our real name is Ubiaja. The original name was Ubiaza, but now today is now known as Ubiaja. Although there is a village, one of the villages in the Esan land is called Ubiaja. No doubt about
sounds.
That. However,
do you know Ubiaja sounds Igbo? Are you aware of that?
It is. I know that, sir. I absolutely know that, because we have a very strong relationship together. We are brothers. We are the same people. However,
who and who is the same people? Please clarify for me. Who and who are the same people?
We and the Igbos and all Biafrans. We are all Biafrans. We've always been Biafrans right from the beginning.
So you're telling me that Asian people are Biafran people? Is that what you're saying?
Asian people are Biafran people. Even the Afema people are Biafran people too. The whole of Edo State is Biafra. Only the royal family and few families that moved from Ileife with them. Because every part of Edo State is Biafra.
Everybody, I will get to that later. How many piece wrapper does your mother tie, if I may ask?
Of course, 2. It's not a new thing. Everybody knows that. 2-piece wrapper. 2-piece wrapper. Ask anyone in Edo State.
Do you have masquerade in your village? Do you dance masquerade? Because that's one thing that unites Biafrans as well. Do you have masquerade in your village?
We do have masquerade. Yes, sir, we do have. Absolutely.
Do you have any historic link to the palace of the Oba of Benin? Are you related in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely not. We don't even know what the name Benin is.
Are you
Derived
serious?
from Yoruba word, sentence called Ile Binu. Ile Binu, which means the land of vexation. The land of vexation, which is because a lot of things happened when they were invading that land. Ile Binu, then they corrupted to Ubinu, and then Bini, and then they added an N. It became Benin today. So those are Yoruba words. That's why we advise people in Benin to stop identifying themselves as Benin people, because that's not their identity.
There is
That's not their
something.
name.
Hold on a second, please. Are you aware that the head of every Bini Oba is buried in Ile-Ife? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm fully aware of that. The name is...
Why is that? Why is that? Why would they bury the head of the Oba in Ile-Ife? Why? Why did they do that?
Because that's their origin. That's where they came from. The Oba dynasty, everything came from... They came from Ile-Ife. They buried... The name of the place they buried the Oba's head in Ile-Ife is Oru. It's called Oru Oba Ado. In Ile-Ife, it's in Ile-Ife. It's there. It's not hidden. It's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
It's not hidden. You can go and research this. People can go and research. It's not hidden.
I want
They
to
take the head. I think
Yes. Go ahead.
they take the head there and leave the body in present-day Benin, and then they come back with a replica of that head and bury it in Benin, which tells you that they don't belong there. They're not from there.
So the Oba.
True. This is the case.
So the Oba of Benin doesn't actually come from Edo land, so to speak. Doesn't.
Absolutely not. They don't. It's all about the throne. It's just all about the throne. Taking the land, and definitely taking the land and turning it into, Yoruba land. Just like they did Lagos. Lagos is part of Igodo. Today, it belongs to the Yoruba. They own it now. So that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, no offense to the monarchy, but it's just a fact. We have to say our history. We are different people. I mean, our mothers tie 2 wrappers. The names of our villages, a lot of them have Igbo names. Like, you hear names such as Uhiele, Akahia, Ebele, Ifeku, Okalo,
Wow.
Uboha, Ujoba, Ogwa, Udo, Uzia, Uromi, Eboi. All these are Igbo. So they're not Spanish. They're not Italians. And definitely they're not Yorubas. So these are pure Igbo names. So what makes you think, why would our people think we are not Biafrans?
Now, can I ask you a question? Do you have market days where you come from? In Edo, do you have market days?
We have 4 market days, exactly the same as the Igbos.
Are you serious?
I'll tell you
so
that.
how come these things don't come to the fore? How come you people from there keep hiding all these things? You have 4 market days in Edo State, that's in a nation, so to speak, or of course Ubiaja.
Just even the Afema, even the Godomigodo people in Benin, the whole of look, Isako is our history, it's who we are. But this history has been hidden for far too long, and people, the conquerors rewrite history. That's what it is. So they've written history, and they taught people that, look, we this is who we are. I mean, the Benin Kingdom only started 11th century, for crying out loud.
Only
in the
11th
11th century.
Only 11th century ago they
Yes.
came. Now, can I ask you to name those market days you have? Can you give them to us, please?
The market days we have is Eke market days.
Hey.
Uri,
Hey. Orie.
Aho,
Afo.
Okwo.
Nkwo. Unbelievable. This is
Okwo. Yeah, those are they are various,
This is
they're very
incredible.
different, slightly
incredible.
changes, in the pronunciation.
And these are the things. These are some of the things that Ohanese should have done before our time, which is to unite our people. They never did it. Stay where you are, please, Armstrong. There's something I want to play for the whole world to hear from the mouth of of course, everybody knows that I revere and I love the color and the pageantry of the Benin throne. I love it very much. and long may it continue. But we must follow the truth. Wherever the truth leads us is where we go to. Please stay where you are. There is something that the monarch said at a function which I want the whole world to hear, please, from his mouth, please.
Aspirations and history of the Benin people.
Yes. I'm going to cut you off and I'll get back to you, please. I'm going to cut you off and I'm going to get back to you so the whole world can hear this, please.
His son, Oromia.
Let's start from the beginning.
Aspirations and history of the Benin people.
Yes.
Historians all agree that Oduduwa sent his son, Oromia.
The Oba of Benin, with his own mouth, is saying that historians agree that Oromian came from Ile-Ife to Benin today. Are you listening? This is from the Oba himself, not from me, please. That the land where Benin people are today is Igodomigoro. The Oba opened his mouth and said that the Oba sent his son, Oromian, to Benin. Listen, please.
At the request of elders of Benin to return with them as ruler of their realm, Oromia's stay in Benin may have been short, but before he left, a child was born to him.
Oromian came, met a very beautiful Biafran woman, and gave birth to a son. Are you listening, please? Are you listening? These are pure facts. This is coming from the mouth of, I think, what's his please, I want to respect by giving him his eminence. This is the Oba of Benin, please, from his mouth. They came, the Oromian, a Yoruba man came, impregnated a Biafran woman in Benin, today's Benin, and gave birth to a son. Let's listen.
Who was later crowned Oba, and that is no.
The son was now crowned Oba. Listen, please. Listen very, very carefully. I beg of you.
Before he left, a child was born to him.
The child was born.
Who was later crowned Oba, and that is known today, and is known today as Eweka the First.
Eweka the First. They are clapping on Eweka the First. Is a product of Yoruba and Igbo, so to speak. The first Oba of Benin is a product of Yoruba and Igbo. The name is Eweka, which sounds even because the mother gave birth and named the child Eweka, which is an Igbo name. This is from the mouth of the Oba of Benin. Please listen.
Oromia's time in Benin are ever short-lived. He was an Oba, and so he was the first Oba after the Okiso dynasty came to an end. He established Obaship in Benin by education. Therefore, the listing of past Obas should therefore begin from Oromia, as it is listed in the Naira Code.
Are you listening? The name of the Obas of Benin, because Oromian was an Oba, he was a prince, and he came to Benin land, although he fathered a child there with an Igbo woman, Igodomigoro, of course. Everybody knows that Igodo means key in Igbo language, and that's the name of the place. The key to the key is Igodomigoro. Now, this is from the mouth of the Oba, the 40th Oba of Benin Kingdom. He said it, and Eweka was born. And Oromian gave birth to Eweka. Oromian, he said his sojourn was short-lived, came for a very short period of time, went back to Ile-Ife. They gave birth to a son, and because Oromian is from a princely bloodline, the son Eweka now became the first Oba of Benin. That is the history. So that you don't say that what Armstrong is saying is not correct. Even from the mouth of the Oba himself, the Oba has acknowledged that that they came to Benin. Is not theirs. It's there. I don't know if you heard what I played. Omeje, can you hear me?
I can hear you, so live and direct.
Did you hear what the Oba said?
I did.
Please go ahead.
I did. And before we continue, we know that we have a few other people who would like to contribute, but I can keep answering the questions.
Yes, I know. Others, of course, I bring it. What I want you to do is I need clarifications, please. I need clarifications one more time. What is the original name of that very area? What is it, Igodomigodo, and what does it mean in the local parlance or language?
Igodomigodo means the key that opened the key, or the key to the kingdom. That's how some people refer it to, the key to the kingdom. And at that time, before the Oba dynasty started, the land refers to its leader, the king, as Ogiso. Ogiso. There was nothing like Oba. Oba is the Yoruba word for king. And that is why in Yoruba land you have Oba. Yoruba people know this history. They know this. They're not hiding it. They know this history. It's nothing to hide about. It's just that we don't read, we don't study. And of course, if you go online to search for history, you find a lot of corrupt information. But the problem is, a lot of those elders, those old people, they have the truth. They have the history. But they don't.
So why is it that your elders, they know all these things? Your elders know that those of you in present day Edo State, that you are affiliated, you are more or less Igbo, so to speak. So why were they hiding it from all of you? Why? Why would somebody from Edo say, I'm not Igbo? Why would they say such a thing? Why?
The thing is that a lot of these people don't know these things. And those elders that know are all scared. Because if you talk in Edo States, right, they've implemented that mental sense of people being very scared. If you talk, they bring out those foreign, those Yoruba gods, like Sango and Ogun, Ayelala, some of those things. We don't even know what those things. Those things are not indigenous to that land. They bring and then they swear, they lay courses. So these people are afraid. People are scared. So they've been made to be,
But I don't know why Nollywood cannot do this. As somebody wrote on my page, I don't know why Nollywood cannot do such movies. These are the type of movies they should be making. Not one native doctor strangling a chicken, talking rubbish. These are the sort of movies they should be making to remind us of our history. Because when I say that our people, when we started preaching this very gospel, we said that our people are all related. When I went to Ishekiri and I said Ishekiri is Biafra, they asked me why. I said, from this car that I'm sitting in, looking at this marketplace, they dress, there is no difference between the market in Warri and the market in Owerri. It's the same thing. They dress alike. Everything is the same. And I'm saying that this, or as much as I respect and revere the throne of the Oba, and of course, our brothers, the Yoruba people, the truth must be spoken. That is what we're after. We're after the truth. And during the plebiscite, it will be one man, one vote. If the people of Edo vote and say they don't want to be part of Biafra, nobody's going to force them. But it has to be one man, one vote. Because with this level of history at our disposal, I don't know why we have not gone far in trying to correct this very false narrative. Thank you very much, Omeje. Thank you very much. It was actually an Igbo name as well, again, Omeje. Thank you very, very much. Let me try and see if I can get other people to join this very fabulous conversation. We want to lay the ghost of Edo to rest so that when Edo people say that they are Biafrans, we want the world to understand that indeed they are Biafrans. I want to go to Owa to see if I can find her, if I can get hold of her and get her to give us her own perspective of this very burning issue. It doesn't mean anything, please. We're not fighting with anybody. Nobody is fighting with anybody. I don't know, Uwa, can you hear me? Uwa Sophia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What is wrong with this phone? It don't want to work.
You need to put off your phone. Is your phone off now?
Yes, I'm off it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Owa. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Good evening, lovers of freedom all over the world. Good evening. My name is Uwa Sophia Obaze. I am from Igodo, the present-day Edo State. I came from Sapmomba Road. My father is well known in Sakmoba Road. My father's name is Ezoba, Mr. Ezoba. You know, the truth is very bitter. And our Igodomigodo people that they call Benis, they know the truth. They knew the truth, but they are afraid because of why? Because a lot of their parents, they had belonged to secret court from Ile-Ife, from Yoruba land. That is why I'm angry with Yoruba. Not that they did anything to me. That is the truth. So, sir, you asked Mr. Omeje one question that he didn't answer very well, but I want to answer that question now. Why did they take? Are you hearing me, sir?
The world, not just me. The whole world is listening. The whole world.
Okay,
is listening.
why they took Oba head after death to Ile-Ife? There is a pronoun in our language that they said, "Uwekpe wiyoha." That is to show that a lion head did not lost in the bush. That is the meaning. A lion head. The head of a lion does not lost in the bush. That is the meaning. There is a proverb that Oba of Benin, the indigenous people is the slave to Oba. I have the cassette. I have the audio record that they are using to threaten one person now. I have it. They are saying that we are the slave to the Oba of Benin. We and our unborn children plus us, our parents were slaves. But they said we and the unborn children, God forbid, that we are still slaves to the Oba. You know, that is to show that if this Oba of Benin die, if his son come in, so my own children, God forbid, will still be slaves to the son. You understand? They have been doing these things years to years. They have been doing it to us. And number two question you asked or made that he did not answer, sir. You asked him about the 4 market days. We have in Igodomigodo, the present day, those days, the Benin, they have the same 4 market days.
Are you serious? So are you saying that in Benin?
Sir.
Hold on. Are you saying that in Benin also, not just Eshan, you have 4 market days in Benin?
Yes, my mother was a village market. Mama Mike, go and ask in Sakmoba Road. Mama Mike, he go to village market days. 4 days. 1 day is for rest. One is Eke. One is different village market. My mother was a trader. He used to trade to a village market before he died. We have the same thing in Benin City. Benin, not Esan land, in Benin City. Wow. You understand, sir?
In Benin City itself.
Yes. We tell to rapper what they are trying to do to us is because Oba Benin see that they did not hard fast. You know why they kill Ali, Professor Ali?
Ambrose Ali?
Challenged them that,
you mean Ambrose Ali?
Yeah, Ambrose Ali.
Yes.
Yes, they kill him because he challenged them to let them to teach us the history. And the Oba of Benin, not this one, the father. They said no. He put Ali in prison, and Ali get blunt, and after that, he died. Ask them now, they know everything. Why are they bribing Murphy if we are lying? They are bribing Murphy now. Ask all over the world, Murphy is not doing live video anymore. You understand? We are saying the truth here. Me, I'm not afraid to die. I will die one day anyway. So the Benin, they know the truth. Even the Oba of Benin itself, they know the truth. They just want to keep on enslaving us. That is it, sir.
So when you say that Edo is Biafra, you know what you're talking about.
Yes, the capital, the habit of the nation. Even the Yoruba people, they know it. Lagos belonged to us before, because when I was a little girl, they used to say Eko. Lagos is Igodomigodo people. The owner of Lagos belong to Igodomigodo people. You know, when I was a small girl, my father was an army. He served in Ibadan. He was a captain before he retired. He used to tell me, Eko. That means Eko is our language. Igodomigodo has Eko. The present day, the way they oppress us now, that was how they collect Eko from our forefather hand. Now it now belongs to the Yorubas. You understand? In Edo State today, before you get a job, you go to Oba Palace and bring a letter. So that with that letter, they will now employ you for a job. And the most of the job in Edo State is not our own job, it's for the Yoruba. The Oba of Benin, the mother is from Igodomigodo, when the father is from Ile-Ife. Everybody know that.
Wow.
Sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for such beautiful enlightenment. I have somebody who has been, I don't know if this person, somebody has been trying very, very desperately to get us on the line. I'm going to call them actually and find out exactly what they have to contribute to this report. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Please turn your system down. Turn it down. Turn your system down. I only want to hear your voice. Turn your system down. Have you turned it down? Thank you very much. Give us your name and where you're calling.
God bless you for the work you are doing.
Thank you.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am from Umaka, Njaba local government, Imo State, Biafran land.
Yes.
But I'm living in South Africa.
Yes.
I have been following you and you have did a great job in my way. And through the great job I received from you, some people are reasoning to know what Biafra is passing through and what you are trying to achieve. I am advising our brothers and sisters over there. This work is not left for you alone. Everybody has something to do. By so doing, the journey will be easy for everybody. Among us, some people want to disappear under the cloud of glory, in the sense that they had been doing the work they have done. It's time for people to recognize them. Like some sabo we have among ourselves who claim they have done this, done that.
They've
But we
done
can't
nothing.
see where they start and
They
where they
did
stop.
nothing. Yapping and talking rubbish is not work. Nothing.
You have proved it beyond. You have proved it to everybody. And some people now are ready to put them in a place where they belong. Enough is enough. We have suffered a lot. And nobody is ready to continue suffering and enter in another generation of our kids. We are no more ready for that. If it's time for elimination, we can start from elimination. People have suffered. Our brothers and sisters in jail in so many countries trying to survive. Where they are home, where our home is full of milk and honey. And some people put pipe personally enriching their families and saying that one Nigeria, one Nigeria. We are not ready. Mas, I'm praying that God will keep you to celebrate the restoration of Biafra.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, my dear brother. I didn't mean to take calls this evening, but I would like to, you know me, I like to balance everything. If there is any form of response from anybody who is pro, I want to say, because we heard from the Oba himself. Oba opened his mouth and said that they came from Ile-Ife. That's what the Oba said, not me. So I don't know what other rebuttal there is. Please, your name and where you're calling from. What's the meaning of this is Chidi? Is Chidi your name? Who gave birth to you? He's saying this is Chidi. Yeah? I don't accept that. You must have a father. Your father gave birth to you, please. When you call us, you give us your full name. Where you come from. Where you come from. Where you come from. They said some people from Otuoke, which is Goodluck Jonathan's village, attacked our people today during a youth meeting, I understand, and arrested the coordinator and handed him over to the army. So in Ogboya LGA of Bayelsa State, we must know that the Janjaweed fathered a lot of people, and this nonsense are bound to happen now and again. But we shall try as much as we can to get to the bottom of it, and it will be resolved to be dealt with and resolved amicably. I have somebody who happens to be on the line. Please give us your name and where you're calling from. Turn your system down, please. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Osage. Then I'm calling from Cyprus.
From Cyprus, thank you very much. From your name, do you come from Edo?
Yes, I come from Edo State, Uromi.
Uromi, thank you very much. Are you part of the school of thought that says that you're Biafra or you're Yoruba? Which one are you?
Confirm Biafra, a very strong one.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, I want to throw more light about the Godo people you were talking about.
Yes.
Yes. I think when I was in secondary school, my grandfather told me a lot about the history.
Yes. We are listening. Go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead. Don't stop.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay. If you look at from the Esan land, like the Esan is not our name.
Yes.
First, because the name means people that run away, like people that run away from trouble. And the Benin Kingdom, there's a saying, they say when you see an Esan person, you have to kill that Esan person first before you can kill a snake. Meaning, if you see a snake and an Esan person, you have to kill the Esan person before you kill a snake. Do you understand?
I do. I understand that. Yes. And what does that? What does that supposed to signify? Was it because Esan people killed an Oba? Is that correct? Did Esan people kill an Oba at one point during a war?
Yes, during the war. But I can't remember the particular Oba. Then I think all the Esan people were driven from the Benin Kingdom, which this present day Edo State is for Igodo people. And my grandfather used to say, if you check Uromi, you can still find older people. They are Igbos. They speak Igbos. If you like anywhere I go to,
are you serious? Some of the older ones, they still have Igbo dialects. They speak Igbo in Edo State.
If you have anybody from Uromi, anybody watching live now that can call one of the elders in Uromi, if they are willing to say the truth, they will tell you that.
My goodness. Every time we keep discovering, every blessed day. Thank you very much. I'm very glad that I took your call, actually. Thank you very, very much. We have somebody on the line. I want a Yoruba Bini person, if there's anything like that, to please try and call us as well. The caller on the line, can you hear me? We have a caller on the line. That caller, can you hear me? Reconnecting. I don't know why it says reconnecting. Let me go to the Skype and see who is there. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, they're not paying attention. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? Good evening to you. Please give us your name and where you're calling from. No, they cannot hear us. Connection was lost. They cannot hear us. Sadly and unfortunately, we have brought that very conversation to an abrupt end. We thank all of you. These people are, oh my goodness, people are calling from all over the place. The caller on the line, can you hear me? They are there. They are not doing anything. They are not saying anything. I want somebody who will call from the Yoruba side of Benin, because they've been there now since 11th century, so it's been a very long time, and they're entitled to the land as well. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Oladapo Shitu.
Yes, Oladapo Shitu, please go ahead. We are listening. Thank you very much. Go ahead, we are listening.
Okay. Yeah, due to my personal research, actually.
Yes.
I feel the Yoruba people are originally from Igodo.
Oh my goodness. So we are not even expanding. So if the Yorubas come from Igodo, that means that we are now the same people. Is that correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, because Oduduwa was a prince from Igodo.
Wow. Goodness.
Yes.
No, please. Start
So
again.
the gods,
Hold on, Shitu. Give us, where do you come from? Where do you come from?
I'm from Kwara State.
From Kwara State.
The Yoruba Pampu, yes. Offa to be precise.
And what are your sources? What are your historical sources to say that the Yoruba Oduduwa came from Igodomigodo? Because if that is the case, that means that an Igbo man and a Yoruba man, we are the same people then. That's what it means. If they come from
We are
Igodomigodo.
the same people. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Wow.
Because Oduduwa went to Ile-Ife and became a king. So the gods of Benin Kingdom, of Igodomigodo, after they lost their king, said it has to be someone from Oduduwa line or Oduduwa himself who can replace the late Oba. So he sent his son Oromiyan, who he just spoke about earlier on. Hello?
Wow, we are listening. Yes, we are listening. Go ahead.
And that same Oromiyan is also the founder of Oyo Empire.
Okay, Oromiyan himself is the founder of the Oyo Empire. Wow. After coming to Benin to impregnate one of our mothers, she then went to Oyo to found the kingdom.
Yes, the Oyo Empire.
Wow. I didn't know that.
You know, black people with power, they like to differentiate themselves somehow and everything. But personally, I feel we are all one. We just try to separate ourselves somehow, and due to what the British did in Africa.
Yeah, because I keep wondering, some parts of Ekiti, even the names, the answer. I told you about this very king from our place, from Omwapara, many years ago, told me that he went to a meeting of traditional rulers. And apparently, the traditional ruler also from Ekiti has the same surname as himself. Yes. The same spelling, the same surname. So he was wondering how come that became possible. So that is why this very platform, this radio station is amazing. Radio Biafra. What our job is to follow the truth. Wherever the truth leads us, we go there. And if it is proven that somebody left Igodomigodo to go and found the Oyo Empire, then I think that is the end game. I think that is that. I'm not sure the Fulanis will like it, but I think that is the end game, to be honest with you.
Yes. And for instance, someone like, I don't know if you've heard it before, someone like Omoyele Sowore, do you know he's an Ijoma?
Yes, he is. I know he's Ijo, yes, I know. Sowore is actually a Biafran, to be honest with you, because he's part of Ijo, is in Ondo State, and is a Biafran.
So yes. In Ondo State.
Yes. Thank you very much for this. I am so glad, and I'm very, or should we say, we are very lucky picking all these calls this evening, and they're making so much sense. His name is Shitu. Oh, my goodness. From Kwara State, and he knows all this history as well. And he sees himself and the Igbo people as one. That is amazing, honestly. Somebody said we should end the program. Because he's establishing a link between Igbo and Yoruba. Somebody said we should end the program. Some people. I love you all the same. The caller on the line, can you hear me? I have a call.
I can hear you.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Samuel Chukwu, calling from Holland.
From Holland, please turn off your system or walk away from your system, please. I don't want to hear my voice on the background.
I have done it off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I could remember those days because I grew up in Uromi, that is Edo State, and I schooled there.
Yes.
And I remember those days because my father is a qualified pharmacist, and he is the one who is treating the Onoje of Uromi then.
Wow.
Anytime the Onoje of Uromi is sick, he doesn't go to hospital. The only thing he will do is to call my father, and my father will pick me up. We go to his palace, and after my father finished to take him injections, sometimes we can sit down and discuss. I could remember in earlier 80s, the same
the Edenoje, the name of the Oba then was Edenoje of Uromi.
Wow.
Was telling my father that the Uromi people belongs to Biafra, but that time I don't really understand very well, but for now I listen to your program, now I now refresh back and now remember that what the Onoje of Uromi was told my father in my own present, that the Uromi that is starting from Edo State belongs to Biafra, and he said it 2 times. Time they were changing money also.
And you were there present. Hold on. You were there present and you heard him say.
Yeah, I was there.
Wow.
2 times, because he used to have a very good conversation with my father, because my father is the one treating him. Anytime he gets sick, he never go to the hospital till the day he die.
Wow.
So 2 times he said it to my father that he loved Igbos too much, because Igbo also belong, the Uromi, starting from Uromi and go up belongs to Biafra. And also coming to talk of the market days in Uromi, the same we have AK for Oye, we have it in Uromi also. We have Osugono, Osugono market, Ubiaja market, and Ekboma, and then the 4th day will be Ekio Day, that is Nkwo Market Day.
Wow. Wow. I think we are going to do a DNA test. We are going to do a DNA test with Oduduwa people, with Yoruba people. We are going to do a DNA test. I'm telling you the truth. What I'm hearing this evening is astonishing. So how come all of you kept quiet all these years? They've been dividing us and all of you kept quiet. Nobody said anything until now. Why?
Yeah, because nobody have opened our eyes. Not until you come out to open our eyes. The more we listen to you, the more our eyes open. Like this, I just open up now, was many years ago, which that I have already forgotten. But today's topic make me to flash back and remember that was in early 70s, 80s, the Edoneje of Uromi. I was sitting right beside my father when they were discussing, and he raised it. And second time he raised it again was early maybe 80s, the time they tried to change new money.
Wow.
This is
amazing. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very. I can't believe what this is astonishing. Tonight's program. I don't know what we delved into. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? They're not listening. They are not paying attention. The caller on the line, can you hear me? No. Good evening to you. Please give us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Mazi Chikuno. I'm coming from Benin Republic.
Benin Republic, yes. Did you live in Igoromigodo before? Have you lived there in Benin before?
No, Mazi, no.
Okay, then I am taking calls from those who have lived in Benin City, Igoromigodo itself, to give us a new perspective on this discussion this evening. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
I greet you so much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Hear me? My name is Obede Sonny Egbehoy.
Yes. Sonny, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Obede. I'm calling from Edo State.
Yes. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm from Ugo. I just want to add a little more to what our sister has said, Sister Uwa.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you from, actually? What is the name of your village? Your village?
Ugo Niokoriomo.
Wow. Go ahead.
My name is Obedi Ugo Niokoriomo.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. But what is talking in detail is not. Okay, let me go ahead. I just want to add a little bit to what our sister has said, Sister Uwa. Yes. In the real sense, the whole of Benin, Edo, Igodomikodo as a whole, we are Biafrans.
Wow.
Why do I say that? Is that we are Biafrans? Is that both the names and everything all are almost the same, a little slight different. And before that, around 14th century, it was a very great exodus that took place.
Yes.
Before the coming of according to our Oba, the king, before the coming of Oba, we were living like one family before the coming of Oba. I know definitely that irrespective of what the truth may be, but if we really want freedom, we must stand on the truth.
Yes, that is true. Truth, yes.
The fact is that that eviction was not accidentally; it was orchestrated and well planned.
Yes.
You understand? Because the same tactics the Fulani are using today, that was the same tactics the monarchy as of then they used to invade our land. Once they have succeeded in getting into our land, they started impregnating our women. During that process, those children grew up. They now told those children, according to my history book, if you just spare me some few minutes, I will still name the names of the kings before the coming of Oduduwa lineage. You will see those names are related to all the ethnicity in all our region east.
Wow.
So what I'm trying to say, the same tactics the Fulani are using today after impregnating our women, when those children grew up, they now took those children away. They now told those children the reason why they were born.
Wow. So
they now use those children to take an oath that this is their mission, this is their battle. That was how they conquer Igodomigodo. Then they now change the name to be Benin. As the same time, all market days, every village has their own day of market, just as the same. There is nothing different, even up to the name. If you can spare me some few minutes, and you will see the names of those kings. Many of those names, the Igbo, the Edo, the Jaw, the Calabar, all are those names of those former kings before the coming of Oromia or the lineage of Oduduwa until that he go to Migodo.
Now, there is something I want to say this evening, which may confuse a few people. But I now know the reason why Biafra did not come in 1970, between 67 and 70. I think that Biafra will not be complete without Igodomigodo. I'm being honest with you. Biafra is incomplete without Igodomigodo. There is something about that place. Even the name it bears is very deep and mysterious. A key within a key. Igodomigodo, the key that opens the key. There must be something there about that place. There must be something about that place which we still don't know about.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Yes, I can hear you.
I have mentioned my name under the banner of Uwa. Take notes now. There will be some code I will send to you that will lead us through this struggle of Biafra, which nobody has ever decoded. But I will send it to you. That one will be some part of our guardians during this struggle.
Okay.
It's a secret code.
Please, you pass it through or one will send it to me. I believe you never told me anything about secret code before I said this. Maybe there is something about that particular, that Igodomigodo. That is the reason why, because I don't think that God will want to liberate his children and leave other half somewhere. I think he wants to gather all of us together at the same time and we live at the same time. That's what I believe.
Yes.
Honestly speaking.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
We must keep telling our blood brothers over there that whom they are, because they have been carried away with fear, in the sense that those that did this thing, they know one day that the truth will be revealed. So because of that, they put fear onto their mind in the sense that they are a God, that you don't talk to God, because they know without boldness you cannot free yourself. That was their agenda. They concentrated those fear ever since those years.
Wow, thank you very, very much. I am delighted and I am waiting for the code. Thank you very, very much. Somebody is saying here, as a Yoruba man, due to my own research, Oduduwa was originally a prince from Igodomigodo, present-day kingdom, present-day Benin Kingdom. He was banished and went to be a king in Ile-Ife. When the late Ogiso died, the gods of Igodomigodo said the new Ogiso must be Oduduwa or his bloodline. Oduduwa declined and sent his son Oromiyan to be king. So Oromiyan had a child called Eweka, which of course is an Igbo name, changed the title from Ogiso to Obaship, and renamed Igodomigodo to Ile Ibinu, meaning land of vexation. Oromiyan later installed his son as Oba and led Benin Kingdom to go and discover the Oyo Empire. Hey, there's a problem here. Okay, we shall see. There's going to be some sort of DNA, I'm going to tell you the truth. DNA between us and our Yoruba brothers. We're going to have a DNA because what I'm seeing here, people are stating facts. These are not conjectures. People are stating facts. And the Oba of Benin actually opened his mouth and said the same thing. So that means that the boundary of Biafra actually starts in Ondo State. So this is why there has been this delay all this time. And can you imagine, had there not been any Radio Biafra, would all these things have come to light? I believe that the answer is no. Let me take one more call and see if they can shed more light on this. The caller on the line, can you hear me? The world is listening. We are Radio Biafra, we are live and we are direct. Your name and where you're calling from, please. This caller on the line, can you hear me for the last time? No, I don't think they can hear me. And with that, I believe that we have come to the end of the... People are still calling. My Lord and my God. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I know I am not from Biafra. Let me introduce myself to you first.
Go ahead.
I am from Gambia, and I am Tijan. But honestly, I want to thank you for being the enlightenment, for being the sea of wisdom to humanity. You are not only serving the Biafrans, I can tell you, you are serving the whole of Africa with knowledge. And I only want to tell you one thing, because I'm not going to talk much, because I'm not from Biafra, but I want to tell you that you keep the spirit up. You are a great man. I love your presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. From Gambia. You said from Gambia?
I love your presentation. I am living in I am from Gambia, but right now I'm living in Holland, Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam. From Gambia. Thank you very much,
living
my
in
dear
Amsterdam,
brother.
but I listen to your programs through my friend.
Wonderful.
I am from Gambia.
Thank you very much.
But I'm telling you just to keep one thing up. Just keep enlightening the young youths, because I'm just 19 years old and I want to tell each and every Biafran to stand up with you, because you are a legend. Every legend Africa has been taken down or has been taken down by these disgruntled politicians we have. But I want each and Biafrans, those who are abroad, those who are in the country, because I have a Biafran friend who told me that, Sheikh, do you know what he tells me?
No.
Let me tell you this. He told me that, my younger one, if you go to anywhere and you don't find an Igbo man there, run away from there.
Yes.
And I know that Igbo people are dispersed in all over the world. And I also know about one thing about the Igbo people. They are very intelligent.
Of course,
you guys have the wisdom, you have the courage, you have everything it takes to build up your own desired country. I swear to you, Nnamdi Kanu, I will come to Biafra with my brother who is always listening to you. And if I come to Biafra, I'm gonna be happy, even though I'm not from there. Biafra, let's keep this spirit up. I love you, Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much. I love you too, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much. He is from Gambia, but living in Holland. We are one. We don't hate anybody. I'm being honest with you. I want Africa to be free, and I'm sure that is the wish of every Biafran right across this very planet. Tonight's broadcast, people are saying it is a bomb, and that we must continue. That we should continue on such trail. Our desire is to bring this noble family together. But I don't know how that Oromian impregnated the woman. And I hope it's not by force. I hope it's not by force. The one that gave birth, because sometimes the calls are plentiful. The calls are plentiful. As long as it wasn't by force. That is what I'm saying. If it's not by force, then there is no problem. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from. Turn the system down. Turn it down, please, I beg of you. Turn it down. Yes. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Adabaya Chubueze Joseph. I'm from Anambra State, but I'm calling from Cyprus.
Give us your name again, please. This is Adebayo.
My name is Adabanya.
Adabanya, okay, please. I think I'm also Adebayo. Say, hey, so good. Adebayo, please go ahead.
Adabaya Chubueze.
Thank you.
Honestly, I'm Anambra, but I'm not from Edo and the rest. But I just want to contribute particularly about the Igala Kingdom because it seems almost the same with the Edo people. I lived in Kogi State, Eda precisely, for about many years, so I can tell more about it. I heard about one of your programs the last time you talked about the Igala Kingdom and the rest of them.
Yes.
So it motivated me, and I started talking with some of my Igala friends I had, and I put it straight to them that can they really change the narratives of yesterday by looking into their histories? And honestly, these are diehard one Nigerians. These are diehard restructurers. And when I engaged them, they really went back and made research. As I'm talking to you right now, many of them are listening to this program right now because I really gave them the reason to understand themselves and to understand the narratives. So I felt in as much as maybe I can't be in that position to do more, but the little effort I can do, I will do it for the struggle. So I think the Igala Kingdom too has this misunderstanding too, like the Edo Kingdom too. But a lot of them, as I'm talking to you now, they're beginning to understand that there is a problem somewhere and they're making changes. Which is very good too.
Wonderful. Wonderful news. I am very, very... In fact, it's a very funny thing. Before I came on air, I stumbled upon, when I was researching this man, this very brilliant mathematician, Daniel Oyibo. He is one of the most intelligent men to ever be on the face of this planet. Do you know how intelligent he is?
Yes.
People don't know. The man is over-intelligent, over-brilliant, a mathematician. But we don't know him, we don't celebrate him because our people are blind. And I was reading about Igala. Do you know the funniest thing? Do you know that in Igala, they wrote it down in Igala history, that Eri, that founded Aguleri and Umweri came from Igala land. Are you aware of that? It's there, it's in their own history.
Yes,
so Igala is claiming Umweri and Aguleri. So that is how close we are. And as soon as we understand and unravel, I remember when I was arrested, they said, oh, why did you include Kogi? You include Benue, you include Kogi. And I gave them the history of how a Janjaweed army came from the north, came into Benue, and was destroyed by an act of God. And at that very place where that army died from the north marked the boundary between us and them. And they accepted it. And I know that Igala till tomorrow morning, I know Idoma, I know Igete, I will stake my life on it. That we are the same people and they know it.
Yes.
Two-piece rapper for market days.
Yeah, they have a lot of local governments in Igala Kingdom that speaks pure Nsukka. Pure Nsukka. They don't speak Igala.
Are you serious?
And they're under Kogi State. Let any Igala person corner. There are parts of Igala that speak pure Nsukka, most especially those sides of the ending part of Igala land that has boundary with Enugu Ezike, Ovoko, and the rest of them. They speak pure Nsukka. They don't speak Igala.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you for your call.
For almost 7 years.
I can see that, and you're well learned and well grounded as well. I am very, very grateful for your call. This evening has been a thorough enlightenment, and I would have loved it to continue, but as with everything in life, it must come to an end, and we are going to visit everywhere. We've done Edo. Is there any doubt? I'm waiting for my inbox or anybody to tell me why Edo shouldn't be part of Biafra. They are very compelling. Once you have to tie 2-piece wrapper, you have 4 market days. It's bye-bye and it's chicken, as they would say. I'm from Hausa people, of course, not Fulani. I have nothing against Hausa people. I think they're a victim of circumstance. And as I've always said, Hausa people are very good people. Hausa people are an ordinary Hausa person is a very nice, decent human being. They allow themselves to be corrupted by a Fulani Janjaweedism. But very soon we shall cure them of that very ailment as well. I thank all of you. I thank Omeje, I thank Owa, I thank all of you that rang in to give us a new perspective as to, and Shitu as well, who is from Kwara State. I don't know where he was calling us from. I thank all of you. But you can see now that things have changed. Maybe the way we relate to Yorubas may have to change from now onwards. Maybe we are related after all, but we need to know how Oromiyan managed to get our sister pregnant that gave birth to Eweka. We shall find out. And the fact that Oromiyan now left to go and found Oyo Empire, the whole thing is just amazing. There may have to be some DNA test. Very, very important. And Sabo will not be tested because Sabo will have Fulani DNA. So no Sabo should come forward, please. We want genuine Biafrans. I thank you all for listening. You can now see, when we say that Biafra is a religion, you believe us. You see how our people from Edo, we are tenaciously saying they are Biafrans. Every attempt to discourage them, they said no, they are. Today, they have made it known to the whole world. And we welcome them to this very noble family. This very family of IPOB. This very nation of Biafra. When we say that Biafra is a religion, you can now understand how fanatical we are about who we are. And here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Elohim is our God. I thank you very much, all of you, for listening. And my love and appreciation for all of you knows no bounds. You can see what we can achieve once we have a civilized and honest discussion and debate. I cannot thank all of you enough this evening. But from me, from here, it is good evening.